To this Wednesday edition of the program, True Talk Morning Show on True Talk Radio 98.5 FM, and also you get to our Facebook page, True Talk FM, and also on our YouTube channel this morning. And me will bring the program today, now Ishmael Saidukan. Well, today we have to talk about political instability, also role with the CSO in the play for make sure say this not happen at the country. Well, of course, we all know say Sierra Leone for the past 1 or 2 years, we don't see half problem we don't happen, and how civil society dey and wetin are the role in the play for let we not get same kind of problem in the country. Well, we'll get to studio guests now, so for we can discuss that this morning. Now, on side with me, Yusuf can send a comment on our Facebook page and ask a question on which we can discuss this morning. We will come back after this break. Welcome back to the program. Me with Bingham na Ishmael Sailukano, and this na True Talk Morning Show. Well, inside the studio I get Ibrahim B. Kamara, we are the Executive Director for Direct Response Development Organization. Well, you do with me at the program this morning as my guest. Good morning.
Good morning, sir, and thank you for having me.
So, first of all, direct response, which one are they do?
Thank you very much. Going back to your intro, we're a part of the CSO communities in Senegal. Specifically, we deal with youth and women and beginning issues. Because CSO will promote youth issues, especially in the development of this country.
Okay, so since when una begin for work and how far una don go to una work?
Since 2012, we were established since 2012. That's almost 12 years. In this country. Most often we deal with communities, and specifically we look at youth, women and beginning issues, how we promote that in the development area of this country.
Alright, so since 12 years, which are the impact I don't get?
Right, I agree along the line. First and foremost, for also create a space for youth, for CC, themselves get say in the decision making. We involved and we particularly concerned them, so that then we will contribute and bring out the issues and relate to them. We listen to them, learn from them, promote dialogue with them, and so that we will move forward. in terms of other development, youth empowerment initiatives.
All right, so 12 years down the line, what you go have to see on a success stories, what you don't do for sure say, bring on the do now.
First and foremost, we therefore appreciate say the issue of youth now no longer an individual issue but a national issue. And government and other development partners don't prioritize youth. We don't get very strong institutions within the country for promote youth issues. You get the National Youth Commission, the National Youth Service, and all of this one for CCA work. Again, the ministry and government by itself also establish a specific ministry to oversee the conduct of youth actions in this country. I mean, that don't show say the issue of youth is more paramount and we will continue to get more.
Alright, we don't see for the past 1 to 3 years we see plenty tension in the country, get plenty coup attempts, and we see protests we governments can them say illegal because they're not can give the permission or are not suitable for the protest. And even yesterday we began uncertainty. Plenty people they call me, they ask me what's happen, and we pass the street, you see police talk them a certain area, then in park a lot of police them, and this don't happen for the past 1 to 3 years. As people we target young people, I want to view all of them things so it don't happen.
Thank you very much, Ishmael. Sierra Leone, a very complicated country, I would say so. Especially when we don't come off from war, they still consider it a very fragile country. In a complicated situation like this, where youth most often are not confronted with the laws, and either maybe they are dissatisfied with certain things in terms of the governance system, in which they're not pleased with, and perhaps there are certain things that they go on, but then they say the interest has not been well placed or well done position. So as a result, maybe, and as I say, in a precarious or complicated political situation, politicians also want to take advantage of the situation and also use the youth for also calming. We as CSO now we responsibility, or we will compare for calming, for CC because we deal with cheats. One for C because people say youth then are the future leaders for tomorrow. So if we don't prepare them well today, therefore they will not take the leadership tomorrow. You understand? So as I say, in a political situation wherein people wants to use youth for promote their agenda, you understand? Where at times it not be in the best interest of youth. Right? And or to some extent the interest has not been well placed or their voices not been heard. You understand? Especially in a democratic situation. Most often than not, if there's no intervening opportunity, there's a very likely for protest or the chaos in the country. So for we as CSOs and NGOs, we compel for calming, for see how best we can promote dialogue. To listen to them, we learn from the issues. So we know exactly what the competing priorities or what they're interested in, and so that we promote people to people dialogue, listen to them, talk to them, and know exactly how we promote. And besides, we also let us promote advocacy so that we will mobilize the political will for listening and prioritize it.
Okay, no, just take this short break. We can continue. welcome back to True Talk Morning Show on True Talk Radio 98.5 FM. Mina Ishmael Saidu Kano. And today we talk about the role we civil society or the grassroots organization for play for make sure say safe help for tap political instability we have in our country. Yesterday even in the streets you see the uncertainty. People plenty people don't go out yesterday because they be learn say maybe protests go happen. Well, the police them in the street yesterday, 2 works of police been there across the town, and then they try to observe the situation. So I still talk to you on this particular issue. I'd ask you how you view them generally, and you don't tell me. Now, when are some of the reason them, because you mentioned one, when are some of the reason them will make you feel see you still get them problem in some of the country.
Right, thank you very much, Ishmael. As I say, youths, this now we future leaders for tomorrow. Therefore, in consideration, we need to prepare them well to take the leadership in the future or in the very near future. Before we don't get some chaotic situation we could cast them, especially let's say for instance, Freetown, maybe Freetown and the environment, like the Western Rural, the Tombo axis and so on. Right, and we as CSOs also moving quickly. We engage them, want to know, we listen to them, to the other parties and the police, the youth, engage them, and to some extent, we know exactly where some of the grievances and this. We try for massage and listen to them.
What's in be some of the grievances there?
Right, like I said, they say, in a very complicated political situation, politicians take advantage of youth or bring them. And they also use a conduit where I can refer, like for instance, a stimulating organ like drugs for able to promote some of the political agendas or the ideas. You understand? And for youth, especially, once you left them unengaged, they will take advantage of the situation and go into some chaos or become in conflict with the laws, because politicians, they also take advantage of them. So tell them, say no politician, no for come incite you or persuade you in this. We'll get, as I say, we promote people to promote people dialogue. That's listen to the youth, bring them their concerns, engage them at community level, perhaps at national level also. You also know some of the concerns or the problems. Together we can also look for a solution to it. But we should no longer use youth as a conduit for promoting your own self-agenda or political agenda, especially in a very complicated political situation or country like Sierra Leone, wherein at any time politicians want to use youth for promote their own agenda.
Alright, so what's in the youths then you will say for them for play, for let this not happen? What's in them for do? Because myself as a youth, I will say, well, if somebody can meet me, I know the difference between right and wrong. I able to make my decision as well, even if I don't get to work, as she don't, I don't get nothing what they do. But for no, say this not good, this not bad.
Yes, I agree with you, and we get rules and responsibilities. In as much they advocate for their rights, they also their voices, they also get their roles and responsibility for playing to this. And that's but we, as I say, we compel for coming because we deal with youth, and we get what we call empowerment. If youths are not well informed, you don't involve them, you don't engage them, you don't promote conversation with them. They become aggrieved that they've been neglected or their interests not being well being placed. Therefore, they can be a very breeding ground for conflict, and most often with the laws or with authorities or local authorities. But as I say, empowerment is also we need to empower the youth. And youths, they also get the responsibility for take those empowerment initiatives or drives and they make the best use of them, so that they become a very meaningful citizens in the country, so that they go to make informed decisions, in decisions that affect their own well-being and their lives, in decisions that also affect the community and by extension the country as well.
Okay. All right. Now, this problem when it happens, so it affects the country economically, socially. We don't see November 26 last year happened. We see curfew throughout the following year. We see curfew the nightclubs they not be the boom again. Everybody they afraid. We dey go na street and say, hey, take Temu. We the people right now the country not safe. You go again and they all over the place. How if you say that it affects development?
And Ishmael, first and foremost, I therefore appreciate una good work for make sure say we able reach the last mile or audience, reach a wider audience.
Yeah.
And I also therefore admit say over time we don't see some considerable improvement now, especially in the conduct of youth in this country, especially when it comes to conflict or violence. And the 2019, 2020, 22 saga, it don't minimize. You see, 2026, there were November last year, and we see youth participation into it very minimal. I will not say yes, that demonstrates some success of re-interventions. That's the right when you say inform them in this. Right? So they refuse not to take the law into their hands and involve for make the situation more chaotic and conflict. And I will also draw similar scenario to this current situation. And before coming back to your question, but I want to just also symbolize the significance role of CSOs and NGOs, you understand, and in engaging youths, analyzing the issues and know exactly what are some of the concerns, right? And also together we envision the future, how the future will look like for them if they choose not to go into conflict or chaos. You understand, right? So that's the help along with the final of recent now. You know, you see youth more going taking the law into their hands or going to the street and this. Right. Now, going back to the economy, of course, it paralyzed the economic situation of the country. The country stands for lose more when we didn't. How? And businesses, commerce, they know the thrive. People are also hesitant for job. You get the daily individuals who they live on a daily basis where they contribute economically into with national revenue drive, not be able to do business that they did, and that will impact the national revenue drive. So the GDP, it will also affect the GDP by extension. So economically, it will bring things to standstill. We as CSO who believe say one, promote conversations, dialogue, people to if there are any other differences, let's sit together. We'll discuss the issues, we'll promote dialogue rather than we'll take the law into it. Like for instance, what we are doing now, we'll sit together, we'll bring these issues, we'll discuss. And we know exactly where some of the challenges are, what are some of the problems, or what are the issues, we analyze them. So amid this one, then we'll envisage the future. Now, then if there's a need for mediation, we are in for aggrieved parties, and so you can also engage immediate or facilitate mediation.
You'll get mechanisms, then we'll get the Peace Commission, the get Human Rights Commission, get the judiciary, get the prison or the correctional service, and all the different mechanisms then they for make sure say we put the country na a good footing or let it be stabilized in terms of peace, in terms of the economy and all them things in there. You believe say them particular mechanisms in they need for do more for let themselves play a role for let get a stable country.
Right, 99% agree with you.
Okay.
One means of building the peace is to promote security. Right, and some of these institutions and build them for CC will sustain security and peace building in the country, like the Peace Commission,
the ONS,
and this. And we should not be a fear to conflict. Some of actions or inactions can lead to also deteriorating situation can fail. But I'm sure of late, most of these institutions they try, then they do their own best. And scenarios that we will witness 2019, 2020 would see, especially when it relates to youth, no longer be the same value. Right. And so if we say we draw comparison, we'll say better a bit, but we need to do more so that those ugly situations, we may not get back to this ugly situation. So 99%, as I said, I agree with you, for promote security, you understand? So build peace is very essential, and those institutions should be very key in doing these ones, and they have to do more. We're not saying they're doing their best, but at early warning, we also call the early warning signs, or when the red lights are there or moving, and so that we engage and rather than we allow it go to
So in your opinion, I feel say now in the civil society or the grassroots movement them able for make sure say wanna bring actors then together and discuss apart from radio discussion, bring actors then together. I feel say then they go help for make sure say we get a stabilized nation.
Right, and thank you very much, Said. That's as I say, and for we as civil society, we compelling for intervene,
Yes.
especially when we are confronted with political conflict, especially we get for deal with youth, because they deal with youth, and one way we can do this, we can also want for shift the attitude and the mindset of people. You understand? So bring the parties, the protagonists, engage them, so that let's sit and talk. You understand? And beyond that, once they agree for sit and talk, rather than taking conflict or the violence into their hands, then we go to the call. We get a backdoor communications using unconventional tools behind the scene. Tell me exactly what's in your concern, what's in your issues, how you feel say this with you. You understand? So once you set that basis, we can able facilitate mediation. Right? Because we all realize for mediate. So that and two, once the mediation is there, okay, more and people agree on specific parameters or benchmarks and will lead to conflict or will lead to conflict, so that conflict will not reoccur or will minimize the impact of this. Nobody will not say you will not get conflict. Conflict is bound to occur. Individuals by nature are even conflicted with yourself. You can conflict either this clothes you wear or the coat you put on. You understand? That's bound to occur. But the nature and this, so for we shaping this nature so that we envisage how the future will look like, so that and we're not going to be too dangerous for you, for the individuals, the community, and the country. First and foremost, as I say, we can engage them on all the concerns, so that we analyze those issues and think for facilitate mediation. But beyond that, we as CSOs we can look for advocates for the for mobilize political will. When the will they say, okay, I don't agree for listen, I don't agree for talk, then you don't get to an environment, an envisioned environment we go to shape the future for discussions.
The other thing we citizens can raise now that governments plenty term, the police to be specific, not they give people them the chance for protests, when are the rights as per the constitution, and then always they use the 1965 Public Order Act. Say you get for take permission first to the IG, and then get for grant you the permission for a protest. But most of the time, then the government say if you got the right, they not give them the opportunity for protest. You know the right, and they always they say the police or the government they not like what they protest because it will become unpopular also. So, what's in your opinion in relation to that, the way people and they always raise say the opportunity for let them express themselves through protest not really they happen?
I agree with you. I'm not a lawyer by nature, by profession, but as I say, conflicts are bound to occur, and individuals also then get the right for demonstrate their grievances if they are not happy, because governance means everybody. You right, the people or you in the position, you understand. It involves governance does not only mean the president, the police, this no, and even may you sit and everybody, we're all part of the governance system. And if people get their own rights for voice their grievances, and in doing this, we need to protect them. That's why I say protect the interests and promote security, and so that they bring up the issues or the grievances in a more defined way, where no go affect the conduct of others. And people can say, in doing this, it should not have enough or tamper with the liberty of others. But we lose them so much, no they unfavorable. We still get all laws them where they inhibit people rights for voice out. You understand? And in your books them. And again, that could also lead to conflict. If people is, I will not say suppress them, but if suppress them, not get the ability for bring out the voice or make the grievances clear, it can lead to frustrations. And most often than not, if they do not well managed, they can take they will become conflict to the law or take the law into their own hands. And for me, I will see the police usually steal this act. I know they are also provides also some of this act, also provide protective corridors for whosoever want for demonstrate. You understand? As long as they are there, that's why the police are there, for protect those people, and in as much, and also for protect those people away, outside, and so that the liberty will not be tampered with. You understand? But if you deny them that, you understand, it's like the choice for bringing up their rights is also a cause for concern, where if not well handled will lead to a chaos.
And you feel say now some of the opportunities and the way people they take. For example, we want for express safe. Then will tell you say the country not in the right position or not stable, so we not go allow now. Or they will tell us say if we allow now for protests, you get that hoodlums they will infiltrate the crowd and cause mayhem. So they try for do them thing and they for protect the citizens them as written and they say at times. So you believe say that na good way for human rights na salon, because right now the Human Rights Commission gets grade A status, and internationally they always observe wetin happen. And you believe say with them so they continue, people they get the right to protest, because honestly we know the see that they happen. For example, people placard, allow them provide security, and not on they happen. You believe say that they na problem for human rights status?
Yes, I agree with you. There are several ways people can demonstrate their anger. But once they demonstrate this in a more defined way, now we right for providing that platform. And if we fail for providing that platform, we also then tamper with the human rights. Because now you right for voice out if you feel say the governance system or maybe the way things in the go in the country, you are not happy with it, and if they are not addressed, maybe we'll go back to this. People will also take us back, say, before the pre-war era in this country. There are a lot of things, and these are some of the signs, the indicators. People who are being suppressed. Now they allow everybody. It is a one-party system. Nobody no get rights for so that leads to dissenting. For the Sanko and others going to war, and this will know which the war leading to a very devastating toll. And then it was, people say it was senseless. And had it been, we also listen to one another or create an opportunity for we talk, that could have also helped out the situation. And Amika say, in absence of this, we believe say for promote people to people dialogue and promote conversations the best way. And if people feel aggrieved, all right, if okay, if the law say because of this we are scared because security for others, they were not also involved in the protest and this, and create a platform so let people sit and talk. It has been very successful in this country. You understand? Over time and now, and for me, and that's the best example. Not for use violence against them if they want to demonstrate their right or deny them. Engage them. Listen to them. Promote conversations and know exactly what it is. So at the end of the day, once people know what's in the grievances and the rights in this, you can reposition them, facilitate dialogue with them. You understand? But if that's missing, it's a recipe for chaos, and it also affect the conduct of human rights status of this country.
Okay. So let me look at the youth. The youth engagement and political instability in the country. What if for happen for make sure see you get the youth them engaged, so that even if issues then they come around, of course they get a role for play for make sure see will not escalate.
Right. Government all by itself not the answer to the problems of the country.
Okay.
Now make it get other development partners can come in for engage. We need to get a very coherent youth policy. You understand? And this policy for able guide youth empowerment. You understand? And bring our on to go into all other issues, but make sure say and their youth priorities are youth priorities they address and engage them, and youth also take their own responsibilities. And in as much the youth will say that the future leaders, they also get to take their own full responsibility for take leadership, and they also get a very meaningful contribution in development. You understand? But one thing I also see missing in this country, our policy system, to a larger extent, I don't know. The implementations and how for put into context has been the issue.
Okay.
And therefore, it affects what we call monitoring. It affects what we call repositioning of these priorities, competing priorities. It also affects what I call accompaniment. Accompaniment says, okay, agree on this for put XYZ action into place. At the end of the day, nothing. Each man no go follow. They will agree on this action. What's the prospect? How do I achieve it? Nothing. You understand? So for we also want to see some of these policies and how and backed by key or concrete actions and accompanying this.
What should I do for make sure so is this the authorities and no say they need for do it 2 years?
One way or the other, like how they do so.
Okay.
Right, not their responsibility. So once we agree on this, we can have all of these policies. You get the National Youth Commission, you get the National Youth Services, you get this, all of these ones. These are structures that there. Let's optimize the structures. We'll make the best use of these ones. You understand? So for that, there are certain things it can even begin. So that as it starts locally, on a able address them locally. Those grievances. You understand? And the space. Again, if you shrink the space for youth participation into decision making, it can lead to frustrations as well. The million bet into all of these ones, we cannot use youth for our own self agenda, especially for political gains. And because at the end of the day, now the youth are more they suffer.
So when I get a role for bridge the gap between the political elites and the young people,
and that's the role of the CSOs and the
so I want to play that role.
Right, and one of the roles is, as they say, we engage them.
Okay.
If they feel agree.
I want to bridge the gap between them, because most of the time they will tell you say the big one has they don't get power, so they forget about we. You know, they give you work, then they become disgruntled, then they become so aggrieved. So which one are they do for bridge that gap?
And today,
bring that together, make sure see them in one platform, discuss and try to get a way forward.
And for we, I think we role same contributions, and today is very key into development. Today we don't get key structures, institutions in place. You understand? And how for make those structures functionally effective for address the youth concerns programs. And that's the other aspect. You understand? As they say, we move. Accompaniment mean once we talk about structures, the structures are there. And now bring programs. We want to see you put these programs into play. You understand? Involve the youths in this. And as they say, for the last 5 years or 6, we've seen a minimal participation of youth into violence now, beside the August 10 2 or 3 years back. You understand? Or the Tumbo saga. You understand? But in November 26 shows exactly say youths in northern heights now. So you know we just easily use them. Right. And so we can also model actions or activities and when are youth driven. You understand? And also they ask for key players make youth-driven actions so that it involves the right youth. And once youth are empowered, then the likelihood for conflict within the country will also be minimal.
So we women for playing all of this. We must get women back with young people. We maybe if then they are for fun, they talk. The politicians then go listen, or the one them we have for cost problem and the country go listen.
Right, a woman per se will not bring gender consideration into this.
Okay.
Youths comprise of both man and woman,
Yes.
and so meaning the woman they also participate. But women, they are very key.
Yes.
In terms of development. And you understand? People say, and once you involve them, once it creates the space for them, you understand? Because they don't know the issues, the challenges and communities in homes and perhaps the country. And then they feel the brunt every day. Therefore, if you involve them to a larger extent, then they become very key in shaping the future of youth.
Okay.
Because no, then they are dealing with the picking them, that they get the picking them at home. They know the household level, what are some of the challenges. At the community level, they also know what are the challenges. If we not get water supply, now the woman in the field the brunt. You understand? If the economy tight, business things tough because at the end of the market and don't know the market, and they also will say right. And if things are not, so women are very key in shaping the future of youth, and especially for this country.
Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about waiting Sierra Leone for land from other countries. We, of course, after election, so after they don't get good new government, they're not going into them problem they have. So there are plenty of countries that we say don't get good elections, then stable, peace stay. You know, they get uncertainties. Whose lesson we for land from other countries them we, of course, always after elections they go smoothly.
One thing, as I tell you, I talk about something like monitoring.
Okay.
Not the monitor they come. Okay, agree on spaces. Okay, immediate. We agree on issues. We resolve conflict. Reposition yourself. You do this, you do this. But we know they monitor the conduct. Ishmael they do this, Ibrahim they do this.
Yeah.
But sometimes Ibrahim they become defaulter. But if you no monitor, I gonna say Ibrahim become defaulter. If no monitor, I gonna say Ishmael become defaulter. Monitoring is very key. That's missing. Most often we don't get this or not monitor the process.
Okay.
And if you don't monitor, you know we also get the ability for accompany the process. For instance, let me go take you back to international level. Israel and Lebanon signed a peace deal.
Yes.
There is a conflict.
In all water.
In all water, still because those players that need to monitor the conduct of this one, the Americans have agreed to come in, and the Lebanese military already don't know well position to take the other side. So I go monitor, I go back in the process, and these are some of the bad lessons once we mediate conflict. You understand? So if but it's not by default. It should be part of the peace building effort. You get for monitor what you agree. Most of them we don't do this quiet. There is quietness and tranquil. Everything is nice now. We know the follow go to do agree. We don't say that for monitor. Say no, we agree on these ones. We want to see it promote it to the latter. Do you understand? No. Okay, there is a progress in this one. We are coming it to the next level. And that has been a missing aspect. You understand? And we now, that's why we can mobilize the leadership around this, advocate, bring the campaign, make sure we monitor the conduct. If there are defaulters, say no, these institutions should be doing this, and they should be doing this, or this particular entity should be doing this and this.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the international community. The whole, because we have plenty international organizations in us alone. Also, we see themselves for play, because at times we didn't see how they happen. You need to hear from them. If people then say that they go out, you will see some people will say, me, I need to go sell, I need to go do business, as you say earlier, will start. So what in them for do for always make sure say they engage government, especially when it comes to the right to protest and all them things, and they for make sure say, even though they tell citizens and say well, una get for be peaceful, una get for make sure say una not do bad, but also tell government say now people let for go on skits and make sure say they express them dissatisfaction. Solo the international bodies there for.
Let me tell you, Ishmael. Do you know why Sierra Leone most often are not, in terms of other international indicators or indexes, who can come down? That is, they will international actors in the in-country, partners in the. But by protocols or the mission, they're not right for intervene or interfere into, but they will advise and they will observe. We go to call benchmarking. There are certain criteria or standards we then set at international level. Any country, tomorrow you'll be judged by that. Then we tell you, hey, drop in this, oh, you argue. No, but people observe. Because these are set standards. A hold for here, a hold for Sudan, a hold for Lebanon, a hold for Palestine. Now these are all set standards. And tomorrow, you see what's happening before you remember, in Israel, Gaza, and they indict, now the ICC coming, they indict Israel for war crimes and in defense and a Palestinian leader. Yeah, everybody, people want to shout. No, listen. They are benchmarking, they are criteria. If you fail for adhere to it, you'll be judged by those standards tomorrow. And when you drop in it, tomorrow you want to say you are wrongfully being judged. No, you are not wrongful. These are all against standards in this. So if these international actors are in country, they are not saying, they are observing, they will not interfere into our internal affairs. But tomorrow we'll be judged by the conduct of our actions.
So it's not the risk them una self the face. We una self want for make sure see una get a country be peaceful. With now your risk them una the face in all of una work una they do.
No development partner will ever thrive in a conflict situation. You go be limited to some extent. We peace day, now you go be strive. We peace day, now you go be model. We go to call, and in development you can get fragility and response mechanisms. That for there are situations where you can come in quick for relief situation in this. But for a concrete development, we can get something like 5-year plan or more. And that's not only take place if there's a conflict. For we, meaning no concrete development not able to take place if there's a conflict or chaos. They share with development partners. And very recently we're expecting some visitors who for come. Remember, once there's this notice of this fugitive for the November 26th, there was a plan coup. They choose not to come again. So because we'll sell something, perhaps if next year is favorable, we'll come back to it. Hey, it push development away. Because no key actor will want to come into the country when he feels that country is not stable.
So lastly, which is a recommendation now to everybody we involved for make sure see we not get same problem then we go make we get instability, we get a peaceful country, we not get this uncertainty we always they flying at the air, which you go for recommend to governments, including the police, the youth them,